This public service program has been prepared and presented by Crime Stoppers with the cooperation of Michigan law enforcement authorities and the family and friends of the victims of the crimes described, in the hope that viewers will call in with tips which will help solve these crimes in southeastern Michigan. Crime Stoppers relies upon information provided by Michigan law enforcement authorities in the production of this programming. Crime Stoppers doesn't assume responsibility to update this public service presentation as featured crimes are solved.
He smiled like, I ain't gonna never see that again, and I missed that. And ain't none of this gonna bring my brother back. But he ain't deserve this, but he do deserve closure.
I have accepted the fact that my son is gone, but I hope that with the public help that we can get some tips so I don't have to accept the fact that I don't know why.
Michigan State Police have a manhunt underway right now for two convicted sex offenders. Trooper Craig Tour is working hard to find these two individuals. Trooper Tour joins us live right now. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me, Ron.
One of these individuals you're looking for, we'll have a picture. Henry Johnson. Why should our viewers be looking for him?
Henry's on the sex offender registry for forcible sexual contact with an individual. He stopped checking in with the Michigan State Police or any law enforcement agency for that matter. He currently has a felony warrant for failure to comply with the Michigan sex offender registry requirements.
Here's a picture we're looking. We assume this is current. He could look very similar to this?
Yeah, this is one of the most current pictures we do have of him.
Okay, Henry Johnson, if you see him, call the Michigan State Police. And your other individual you're looking for tonight is Terry Brooks. Why should our viewers be looking for him?
Terry Brooks also is on the sex offender registry. He is a non-compliant sex offender. The crime that put him on the registry was he engaged in a sexual contact with the individual that was under the age of 13. He's not checking in with us as well. He does have a felony warrant for the sex offender registry violation, as well as an instant offense of indecent exposure. So this is a guy that's out there on the streets that we really want to get him back into our custody and find out really what he's been up to.
A reason to believe that Fox 2's Michigan's Most Wanted is profiling a case for a man wanted for a shooting in Highland Park on October 11th, 2012. This man fired a shot, wounding a 45-year-old woman at the Family Dollar on Woodward Avenue at Manchester Parkway. In Highland Park, of course, the detective from the Highland Park PD is Detective Paul Thomas, working hard to solve this case. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you, sir.
What do you think happened here?
On this particular date and time, an individual appeared in a ski mask outside a Family Dollar store located in Highland Park. The individual with the mask fired numerous indiscriminate shots.
Firing more than once?
Yes.
Several times?
Several times. At that time, a 44-year-old woman was wounded and is suffering some serious complications as a result of it, some serious health issues. The Highland Park Police Department is interested in solving this crime and removing this dangerous individual from the streets of our community.
We're showing some video here. There's some broken glass. He's firing shots at the Family Dollar. She's hit. He's out in the parking lot shooting then. Did he walk up? Did he drive up?
No, this individual approached on foot and fled on foot.
Okay. Anything stolen?
Nothing stolen. We actually have no motive other than that he may be just a deranged individual armed with a handgun.
Please, whoever hear this message, just come forward. I don't have no animosity towards you. I really don't. But I just want to know why you want to come to my house and kill my child. And he was dead. They just killed my baby.
Let's find out who did it.
You took a life. You chose to treat her like an animal. And that's not right.
Vernon Lope speaks out on behalf of his wife, Sandra. The 37-year-old mother of 5 children left Santino's Bar on Van Dyke at 1 a.m. on December 16th. She was walking home when she was hit by a vehicle. That driver continued on more than 600 feet, dragging Sandra under the vehicle. The driver eventually stopped. Investigators say someone got out of the vehicle and pulled Sandra Lope's body from underneath. Then the vehicle drove off. Sandra was discovered in the parking lot of a mobile home park on Van Dyke near Campground Road in Washington Township.
Please, You know who did this, and you know who you are out there. You owe it to God, you owe it to me, you owe it to our family, and you owe it to our kids. You have to come forth. We have to have closure. What you did is just unbelievable.
This should never happen to anyone, but how do you explain this to 5 young children?
You know, it's not fair to us to have had to bury our sister. We should not be here. We should not have to do this. It's not fair that her children have to grow up without a mother now.
The driver knew exactly what happened. There will be considerable damage to the right front passenger side of the car, just feet away from the driver.
If somebody knows of a vehicle that may have some damage to the front passenger side, that's information. Any little bit will help, and our investigators are going to follow up on every tip.
He would want us to just think about the good times. So that's what I'm doing. That's what we've been trying to do. We just want to know what happens so we don't keep thinking about it and just going over why they did this. How could they do this? How could they take a man away from 7 kids, a wife, his brothers and his sisters, and his friends?
My daughter is suffering enormously from this. Just the other day, it seems like it just really sunk in. And she's like, I'm not going to have a daddy anymore. Who's going to be my daddy now?
To be shot in a bed, unarmed, in the head, is just
savage.
It's beyond words.
I kept him with me so long, and when I finally let him go, you just killed him.
They weren't animals. They were people. They were loved, and we loved them dearly. You had no right to take them away.
Every day go back, it gets worse and worse. It don't get better. And my mother and me and the other family victims, we having such a hard time. We can't sleep, we can't eat, we can't do nothing. We need help.
I miss my son so much. His daughter misses him. She misses her father. And she asks why did they do this to him? He won't be able to see her graduate from school, go on to college. Can you imagine looking into a child's eye, hearing her say this about her father? It breaks my heart every day. And I think about it going on, and she's going on without her father. It's not right. It's not right. They had no right to kill my son. No right whatsoever. Please, someone, please come forward. Please call Crime Stoppers so they can get this person off the street. A person, please. Thank you.
Do you know who killed me? Alicia DeGruffin-Reed was 8 months pregnant when she was gunned down here in Detroit's Northwest Side. Now Crime Stoppers is offering a big reward to anyone who can help solve this case.
I guess how much a life goes now. You could just take somebody's life for $300.
A gruesome murder on the 19,000 block of Santa Rosa on Detroit's Northwest Side. Police say 29-year-old Alicia DeGruffin-Reed traveled with her boyfriend to this neighborhood to meet someone on May 14th at 4 o'clock in the morning. But something went terribly wrong.
My sister got shot in the back of her head, and he got shot multiple times in the face, then in the stomach. Then also when I got to the crime scene, the door was open, so they opened up the door and they shot my sister in her side, in her stomach.
Alicia was 8 months pregnant with a boy who would have been born just 1 month later.
We went from planning a baby shower to burying my sister.
Today, Crime Stoppers announced a $2,500 reward for information leading to an arrest in this case. $3,500 if you give a tip by tonight. Elisa leaves behind 2 children who are preparing to spend their first Christmas without their mother.
For our kids to come up to me and ask me, Auntie, is it going to be funny without my mom being here for Christmas? Or who going to help make the macaroni? She always believed in the Lord. So I know she's at a better place, and I know we all have to grow. But it was the way that she died that kills me and my family.
And to the person who pulled the trigger, Elisa's family says this message is for you.
We stand strong, and we will not give up. We will continue on for as long as it takes.
Police say Alicia's boyfriend is not cooperating. He now tells them that he doesn't remember who he was going to meet at 4 o'clock in the morning. Alicia's family now tells me that the boyfriend also asked them to stop calling him. Anyone with information, call Crime Stoppers. That number, 1-800-SPEAK-UP. On Detroit's northwest side, Marielle Liu, Fox 2 News.
To the person who killed my son, you hurt my soul, my heart, my life forever. Without God, I will be nothing. Somebody knows something. Someone saw something.
Now that he's not here, it's a void in our family. It's a void in our hearts. We miss him. We talk about him. We cry, we laugh. We had many experiences with him, and we just need some closure in our family.
He was like, a real good friend to have. He died trying to save someone else's life, trying to help someone else out, and we just kind of need someone to come forward and help us out. This could have happened to anybody.
I know the rules of the streets is you see and don't tell, but somewhere, someday, somehow, it has to stop. Someone has seen something. Someone has heard something. It's hard sleeping at night, just knowing that he's not there. His laughter, his smile, him being silly, him just being Cody.
I miss my son so bad. The agony that I have to walk out with every day. I gotta live a normal life without him, and I can't get used to that. I can't get used to not being with my son. Everybody who know him know he was a friend to the friendless. He always told me, say, Mom, if something should happen to me, I want you to know you had a good son. He said, you gonna hear a lot of people tell you that.
A Detroit mother with a passion for helping others disappears. That was more than 3 months ago. Her car was found, but she's still missing. Fox 2's Alexis Wiley reports her family is now working with Crime Stoppers to find her.
You don't know how it feels until it's you. It's a feeling, I can't describe it.
33-year-old Tamala Wells disappeared 3 months ago. Her family's trying to stay strong, but hope is hard to come by.
I love you, Mama. Come home.
Tamala left her house on the night of August 6th. Her boyfriend says he believed she was going to be with friends. Her mother says she spoke to her around 10:30 that night. She had no idea that was going to be the last time.
As a mother, you can hear just a slight of a razzle, like she was just a tense upset about something.
Tamala's car was just dumped in this neighborhood on Detroit's east side, miles away from her home. A few items of clothing were discovered inside, but Tamala was nowhere to be found.
People just don't disappear. Someone that day saw something.
And they're hoping that a $1,000 reward from Crime Stoppers will urge witnesses to come forward and end this family's suffering. The number to call, 1-800-SPEAK-UP.
He was a father, son, and a brother, and this summer he was gunned down, shot and killed while sitting in his own car. It's Fox 2 and Crime Stoppers, Michigan's Most Wanted.
In June 2012, Larry Green was sitting in his car across the street from the C-Note Lounge near Van Dyke and 7 Mile, Detroit's east side. Someone opened fire. Green, who worked as an auto mechanic, was a loving father, son, and brother. He was shot dead at the age of 28. The trail to find the killer has grown cold. Green's family is now making a plea for someone to call in a tip.
I'm just asking anyone for any information, and the one who shot my son, I know you'll see this. I hope you do the right thing. Turn yourself in, because someone's going to tell. Someone's going to let you know, and we'll never stop looking for you.
Who shot and killed 28-year-old Larry Green? There's a $2,500 reward. You'll remain anonymous. Call 1-800-SPEAK-UP.
Are you among those who believe Crime Stoppers is just another branch of the police department, the Department of Corrections, Michigan State Police, or the prosecutor's office? I used to think the same thing. Now I know it's not. Not too long ago, I was sitting right where you are, doing a 20-year bid. When I heard about Crime Stoppers, I knew they only cared about locking people up. I knew Crime Stoppers just wanted someone to snitch. I was certain they didn't care about people who called in tips being found out. Now I know what I didn't know. Crime Stoppers really does go through extreme measures to see to it that those who call in tips remain anonymous. I know because Crime Stoppers gave me, a convicted armed robber, a job, a chance to give back. Now I see how they operate with my own eyes. Even if you try to give your name, the call center located in Canada won't accept it. They will not take your name. For example, in your excitement, you might say, "My next door neighbor is the guy you're looking for. He's home now." The call center will leave that out and say something like this: "We just received a call stating that the guy you're looking for is at this address." They won't repeat that it's next door to the one who called in the tip. There's no recording, there's no caller ID, there's no contact with police officers, detectives, or prosecutors. It's just you and the call center. The call center, to ensure you are not identified, will provide you only a number so that Crime Stoppers recognizes you when you call again to check on the progress of your tip and to collect your reward. Only this number is needed, not your name, to collect your reward. We need your help to make the neighborhood safe by getting dangerous people off the streets. You can help with unsolved cases, the whereabouts of someone on the run, or criminal activity. Earn cash rewards and remain anonymous.
People do the right thing and speak out.
Two families.
My message to my dad is I love you and I'm never going to give up fighting for you.
With a similarly sad story that has their loved ones' pictures on billboards. We'll start with Kareem Camarco. He was murdered here at the store he owned in Ferndale, November 26th of 2010. Still no closure and no telling leads. So Crime Stoppers putting up these billboards. There are two of them in